So last year, I reviewed the Kreo Swarm, a 75% mechanical keyboard that became super popular in the Indian market. And honestly, for good reason. For under 5,000 rupees, you got a genuinely solid keyboard. Now, Kreo is back with the Swarm 65, a 65% more compact successor that's priced even lower. And I've been using it as my main keyboard for the last 2 weeks. And in this video, let's find out if this is worth your money. Inside the box, you get some documentation, which includes a letter from their CEO, the user manual, and a bunch of stickers. Next up, you have the keyboard itself with a plastic dust cover, and in terms of accessories you get a 1.8 meter braided USB-A to USB-C cable, 2 extra switches, and a keycap and switch puller. In terms of design and build quality, the Swarm 65 is identical to the OG Swarm. It's got that really simple and clean look with the sharp edges, flat sides, and rounded corners, and smooth finishing throughout the keyboard. And although the keyboard is completely made out of ABS plastic, it feels well put together. It has some weight to it, 752 grams to be precise, and it feels dense. Unlike some of the cheap keyboards which can feel empty and hollow, this has a lot going on the inside, which we'll talk about in a bit. And overall, the build quality, in my opinion, for the price feels really solid. A small letdown this time around is with the color options. The Swarm 65 is only available in this black purple variant for now, which is a little disappointing because the OG Swarm had 4 color options and I really liked that white purple. So I hope they can bring it back for the 65% variant as well. And just like the OG Swarm, the Swarm 65 also has a metal volume knob, and this is a very handy feature. You can change the volume on the go while you're in game without fiddling around in Windows settings, and you can also mute by pressing this volume knob. Something to note is that if you get the Kreo Sterling variant, your volume knob is also linear, so you can't feel any notches, but with the gtmx Sense variant you get a more tactile volume knob, so each notch is heard and felt. The Swarm 65 also has tri-mode connectivity, so you can use it wired with the USB-C cable, with Bluetooth, or with the included 2.4G receiver, which is cleverly hidden below the height adjustment feed. Now you're going to get 1000 Hz polling rate with the wired connection as well as the 2.4G receiver, but on Bluetooth you're limited to 125 Hz. And the Bluetooth version on the Swarm 65 is Bluetooth 5.0. And out of the box, the Swarm 65 has an elevated design, so it gives you that ergonomic typing position, but towards the back you do have 2 levels of height adjustment. So you have a mini kickstand which raises the keyboard a little bit, and you have this bigger kickstand which will give you a significantly raised typing position. You also have really nice rubber feet on the back which make sure the keyboard stays planted and in one place and has a really good grip while you're gaming. And talking about the form factor, in my opinion, 65% is the sweet spot. It strikes a really good balance between size and functionality. You get the dedicated arrow keys, you get the volume knob. You can use it for gaming as well as some everyday general productivity. And 65% keyboards are good for anyone who has a tiny desk, who uses a really big mouse pad, or you play on a low sensitivity, you need a lot of space for your mouse movements, or you like to tilt your keyboard. I think this fits all of those use cases really well. Personally, I play a lot of FPS games, so Valorant, CS2, and I like to tilt my keyboard. I also play on a very low sensitivity with a huge mouse pad, so I think for that, this is perfect. Now, if you need the number pad or if you need the extra keys, the dedicated function row, I think you can go with the original Swarm or any other 75 or TKL keyboard. But if you are a gamer who needs a compact keyboard which they can take on the go or want to save some space on the desk, the 65% form factor is perfect for that. The Swarm 65 also has perky RGB with north-facing LEDs, and since they're using shine-through keycaps this time around, you can actually see the RGB, and with their software you can customize the effects and change the colors. The software also lets you do a bunch of other things like set up macros and stuff, so I highly recommend you download the software when you get the keyboard. Personally, I do not use RGB on my keyboard. I turn it off completely and I just like to use it as it is. And it does affect the battery life as well. For me, battery life is really important. The Swarm 65 has a 4000 mAh battery, which is really good, and Kreo claims up to 200 hours of battery life with the lights off. Now with the lights on, depending on the brightness, the color, and the effect, you're going to get varying results. But in my opinion, you'll be able to get anywhere from 20 to 30 hours of battery life with the lights on this keyboard. Now, let's talk about the good stuff. Under the hood, the Swarm 65 is a gasket mount keyboard with a polycarbonate plate, and the PCB is hot swappable, so you can use any 3-pin or 5-pin switch on the market, which helps with the longevity of the keyboard. Let's say in the future a switch fails, you don't have to replace the whole keyboard, you just replace that individual switch. You also have pre-lubed switches. So whether you get the Sterling or the gtmx Sense, they're going to be pre-lubed from the factory. The stabilizers are also lubed. And this time around, Kreo's gone with double shot PBT shine through keycaps. So the RGB actually makes sense now. And if you want to know more about the insides of the keyboard, I highly recommend watching my original Kreo Swarm review because both the keyboards are identical. It's just a size difference. But again, there is 5 layers of sound dampening or sound absorption inside with a thick silicone pad, which is really good. Now, in terms of the overall typing feel and experience, it's very identical to the OG Kreo Swarm. I feel the stabilizers a tad bit better, but the spacebar still sounds hollow and cheap, but the rest of the keyboard actually sounds really good. Also, the sound isolation can be improved in my opinion because I compared the typing experience and the sound of the Kreo Swarm 65 to my Ola F65, again similar form factor, and that has better sound. It's quieter and the sound is more deeper, whereas with the Swarm 65 I'm able to hear more of the keyboard structure and that plasticky hollow sound, whereas that doesn't happen with the Ola F65. Here is a quick sound test for you guys. For the overall typing feel and experience, I think you should go with the Kreo Sterling if you want a keyboard for gaming. Again, you're going to have faster actuations. The gtmx Sense is more geared towards people who want a better typing experience for programming or just everyday general productivity. Now, even though the gtmx Sense is a tactile switch, Kreo is right when they say soft tactile because the bump is not really pronounced, and if you're not paying attention, you won't even notice it. It's very close to a linear switch. But again, I wanted to try the gtmx Sense switch and it is good for the price, I feel. Overall, the typing experience, the gaming experience is actually quite nice, but I want Kreo to innovate more in this space. Now, they have the Swarm 65, they've got the basics, the essentials of the keyboard right. Now it's time to venture into things like higher polling rates or maybe even Hall effect keyboards. But that's pretty much it for my Swarm 65 review. Those are my 2 cents. And in case you're planning to buy the Kreo Swarm, links will be in the description down below. And those are going to be affiliate links. There's also a small discount code so you can save some money at checkout. If you have any questions or queries, do hit me up in the comment section. But with that being said, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on future uploads. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.